What's up, everyone? Today we're going to talk about my top recommendations on a ketogenic and a carnivore diet, but let's make it simple. Let's go over my top recommendations from first to last. Number one, fat. F-A-T, fat. We're talking animal fat. Most people think that the number one food to consider would be protein, but that is so further from the truth. People are starting off with ground beef and ribeyes. What kind of fat? Of course, we need to consider fats that have a high amount of cholesterol, and saturated fats like butter and egg yolks are really truly my top 1 and 2. Butter, egg yolks, or flip it, egg yolks and butter, because you're getting omega-3s in there, because you're getting conjugate linoleic acid, and you're getting vitamin D, E, and the one I love the most, A and K, in its lovely absorbable form. The problem is when people have a histamine reaction to one of those types of foods. Don't get me wrong, ground beef is amazing, especially if you get 80-20. And if it's grass-fed and fresh, it's one of the main staples that you could consume on a keto or carnivore diet. I have to put out there that not everyone is the same when it comes to eggs and butter, but most of you have a sensitivity and you don't realize it. Often it's the quality of the chicken egg or the quality of the butter if you're not doing grass-fed or if you're not doing pastured eggs. Some people can actually tolerate the proteins in the yolk. There's not a lot, but in the yolk or the whites, or also whey and casein that you might find in small amounts in your basic butter. Before going more deep into the various types of animal fats, consider your gallbladder. Things like beef suet that you see right here, just beef fat trimmings, or even pork belly bacon might be advantageous as a first step before going to your rendered fats. Other fats like lard and tallow are my other recommended fats. Top would be butter, egg yolks, lard, tallow. No one ever thinks about the fat-soluble vitamins. I mean, how do you keep nice skin if you don't have vitamin E? You're not going to get that in the chicken breast. All right, let's get into the protein, because that would be next. And of course, it has to be of the fatty source. I mean, you could do things like, not horse, but cow, bison, lamb, and goat. And then we have elk and deer. Some of my favorite. I don't know why people complain about the gaminess. I love it. But the best is, well, it's organ meats from one of those animals. You can have chicken too, but I'm not really preferable when it comes to fowl as far as the meat goes. But yeah, the organ meats. We're talking liver number 1, thymus number 2, kidney number 3. I really have to stress the importance of these organ meats. I think this is a great visual for you guys to understand things like liver, beef heart, kidney. All of these types of organ meats will give you nutrients that you may not be getting in the muscle, like more amounts of vitamin C, vitamin A, zinc, and copper. Of course, we have the delicacies of the intestine, the brain, the tongue, the eyes that are chock loaded in your fat-soluble vitamins. Avocado. We have to include the avocado. The reason why I mention avocados in so many of my videos is because of 3 things. Number 1, the high potassium content. 2, the fiber to keep the microbiome balanced. And number 3, that very lovely monounsaturated fat. Next, we have different camps. We've got cruciferous vegetables. These are fibrous vegetables that are very dark and green in color, typically, but then also you have things like cabbage, It's storming outside, so we're just going to continue. There's also purple cabbage and other cruciferous vegetables that are different colors, but essentially, the darker the color and the higher the fiber, the less the carbohydrate content. And the carbohydrates and sugars, they do matter if you're trying to get into ketosis. All right, let's talk about the low histamine plants. We got your garden variety of zucchini and asparagus. Those two particularly seem to do amazing with people who have like really bad histamine responses. Those two I recommend if you're doing a keto diet. There's a gnat. It's just one of those things. Zucchini is one of the newer vegetables that I recommend on a ketogenic diet in small amounts due to the fact that it's very low histamine, and a lot of you do not do well with the cruciferous vegetables. If you have it in small amounts, it's completely approved. Fermented foods. A lot of you guys cannot literally tolerate the histamine from the bacteria growing on these fermented foods like sauerkraut. Kimchi has too many carbs, so forget that. Sauerkraut or pickled whatever, or even your apple cider vinegar or kefir. Yeah, a lot of you are reacting to it, so try just about a tablespoon with food. If you have no symptoms, work up to 3 tablespoons, no symptoms, 6, and then you can put it in your diet once a day if you choose to. Lemons and limes. Yeah, they're amazing actually because they help with, the citric acid helps with dissolving stones in the old kidneys, helps to flush the junk out of your liver. If you got a high ALT or AST and the liver is just getting thick and nasty, then lemons or limes, a couple drops in a glass of water could be really advantageous. That's part 1. There's going to be like a part 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are so many different types of foods that I did not list today because it's just too much to go over all of them, but I thought this would be a good visual for those starting off. Now, I didn't talk about the macro amount or the timing of the food, how you should prepare the food. Let's say like liver, should you eat it raw? Should you sear it? Should you use an air fryer with your thymus, which is great for what? Diamine oxidase. And that's why I have to do more videos, part 1, part 5,000. Check out my next video, because if you go to the end, you'll see the next video that relates to this one. And if you guys want to learn more or sign up for a consultation, go to stephanieperson.com. My social media, well, we've got Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the Business Person. YouTube is right here. Comment below. Share this content and also hit the notification bell. Ooh, it's storming and flies are being zapped. If you want to join my Instagram, it's Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook is Stephanie the Business Person. If you want to sign up for a consultation, again, go to stephanieperson.com. And I run a course. It's a monthly subscription, $15 a month. I cover 3 diets: low carb, high fat, keto omnivore with plants, and carnivore, and how to transition between the 3. And I'm out. Energy. Peace.